What? 2 goals and assists, and the only winner won us a penalty. Can't lie, Barney was taking a who would have thought it would end like did this? Who would have thought that we're banging 6? Could have been more if it weren't for the MMS. Barney, you will be terribly missed. Got a came to the transfer list. 2 goals and assists, and the only winner won us a penalty. Can't lie, Barney was taking a who would have thought it would end like did this? Who would have thought that we're banging 6? Could have been more if it weren't for the MMS. Barney, you will be terribly missed. Got a came to the transfer list. What?
Yo, you're tuned into the OT99 Banter Room. It's another show. It's your boy Firms, and I'm back again with another one with NK and Edwin. We're here to talk about Manchester United. The
man done a B rabbit, you know. Man just
bro. Yo, this is the OT99 Banter Room where opinions are shared and smoke gets served. Look, we're here with another one. It's your boy Firms, and we're back again with NK, Edwin. This is Manchester United, got the victory, smashed Roma 6-2, laughing, enjoying. Look, we've already got 2 feet in the final. We've got past the hoodoo of the semi-final. Yeah, I'm saying it with chest. We've got past the semi-final hoodoo. Look, guys, what are your thoughts on today? Edwin?
Do you know what? It's funny because I was on the phone with you, remember?
Yeah.
We were on the phone for the first half, and then second half, during the break, yeah, you didn't even want to talk. You were stressing. You were like, nah. You were like, nah, this is you. I'm stressed, man. I didn't want to talk about that, and like I'm stressed. And then you know what? The second half, the first half, I feel what it showed to us is that Man United still got a lot of work to do on the team as a whole. But what they did show in the second half is that they can turn it up, and when they actually turn it up and just play free, then they can actually destroy teams. I think what they do a lot is they play reserved. So in the first half, they were a bit reserved, but in the second half, if they play with that intensity, like they're behind, they're dangerous. Because we scored 5 goals in the second half. The penalty could be a bit debatable.
Crazy. How many could be debatable? Got, bro? And even with those 5 goals, like Cavani, I feel like he could have got 5 goals just by himself.
No, right. It's true. He played really well. And it was nice to actually have someone come off the bench and score as well, because, you know, sometimes we lack depth. So yeah. I think it was a good performance. And you can't really complain. Like the first half, obviously, we showed our frailties, but second half, we came out and we just went for it. And it was nice that even when we went up, we were still going. Like it wasn't like, okay, cool, we're ahead now, 3-2, 4-2, let's chill. They still wanted to, you know, widen that gap. So I think they had a good performance in the first. I don't want to moan at them too much, but the first half did show that there's a lot needs to be done, because if that was a better team, or we were in the semi-finals of the Champions League and we were playing another, a bigger team that actually had better players, we would have been in proper trouble. But you know, we've got to give shout outs to them, because they could have easily still lost that game. They done well. They came out second half, played well, and yeah, they got the win. You know?
Gas. So, look, I'm gassed. You know what? Yeah, just on that first half bit, right? So obviously, I watched that first half, and our defending was a shambles. Look, we started the game playing 2 defensive midfielders, playing Pogba out of position. And I felt like we were getting cut open, they were getting sliced open through the middle. Felt like there was no midfield. It felt like our centre backs were clueless, and there was a lot of poor defending. And we just conceded the goals too easily. I reckon. I think it was just too easy. And I looked at it and felt like, we're playing 2 defensive midfielders, getting sliced open like this. Why are we having 2 defensive midfielders on a pitch then? Why not play Pogba creative with 1 DM, and then at least offer more attacking threat, and then, play your Greenwood and stuff? I just felt like United, like you said, I felt like we're always going behind where we wake up. Then we think, okay, we need to kick into gear. But you can't keep kicking into gear with teams that are of higher quality. Like, we might get away with it in Europa League, but luckily we're not even in the Champions League, because I don't think we would have even made it past the. I don't even think we would have been able to come back in the second half if we were playing this poorly in the first half against the likes of your PSGs or your Bayern Munichs, for example. It's a bit too much, and I think we've really got to work on that. But yeah, what was your thought on it, NK, about?
I mean, you know what, you two were spot on. As Edwin said, like the first half just showed that as United, we got a lot of work to do, and you also spot on too. Like we had two defensive midfielders, and we were getting sliced open left and right, and that shows you where it is. You know what? It's a typical Man United performance this season. I don't recall the last time that you could say we had a great game. We had a game that we won, that the defense played well, the midfield played well, and the attack played well. I don't remember when we had a game like that. You know, it's always the defense played well, and then the attack was just like everywhere, or the midfield was just like everywhere. But I got to say, it's just a typical Man United. Like the second half, I feel like they went in there, the team talk, whatever the team talk is, I really want to know, because you can just tell that they're like, no, we are not going to do another semi-final like that. They came there and they were pressing like quickly, they were passing more faster, and Pogba was just a different class. You know, he just literally had the freedom. He was everywhere. And going forward, I really want to know what Ole is going to do with him going forward, because I don't think he enjoyed playing that defensive midfield. He doesn't enjoy playing there. And his best position right now is kind of like coming from the left-hand side, where he kind of like get the freedom to like go everywhere too. But then that leaves the question is, what do you do with Rashford? Because Rashford today on the right-hand side, he had a stinker. You know, Rashford cannot play on the right-hand side. So if you play Pogba there, where do you play Rashford, you know? But yeah, second leg is done. I don't think Ole should not even be at the second leg. He needs to go and watch the Arsenal Villarreal game and just do some scouting, because we don't need him there. We are in the finals, man. We're in the finals, man. But yeah, I mean, that's
no, you're right. I think the finals were there, but like, I'm just gonna get the bad stuff out of the way, because there's so much positives out of that game as well.
Yeah.
So obviously, I looked at it like thinking, you know, we had two DMs, and well, in the first half it was a contrast because we were pressing, but it felt like Cavani was pressing, and the strikers were maybe the up front was pressing more, and you had the DMs sitting so deep, they weren't pressing. I didn't even feel like, okay, one could at least go on and try to be the like dictator and get that ball, like their attacker, like go for it. When you've got two DMs in the picture, you can afford to let one go forward and try to retrieve the ball and let one even sit and sweep. None of them were doing that. They were both sitting back. None of them were pressing. You had only the attack pressing. And that was stressing me out, because I'm thinking like, why are you sitting deep? Scott McTominay was staring at the ball, getting lost in, you know, daydreams. And this is how we got played. We got played in from behind. And I feel like United really lacked the awareness. I'm looking at it like, they really lack the awareness of the danger that's around them, in behind them. They really do lack it. Like, they don't, like Maguire, Lindelof. I'm looking and thinking, look, keep looking around you. Look, like behind you. Look who's trying to make a run off you. Like when you're in the box, look who's behind you, like at the far post. They don't do that enough. So when you've got the opposition there slipping in the ball, these guys are like, they're lost in headlights, and then you're stuck with these type of one-on-one situations or easy situations. I do look at other defenders and see how they're looking at their man, that they're marking as well, making sure that ball ain't getting to them. I feel like most of the time, we don't even focus on that. And I looked at the opportunity where Maguire, we got burnt, and then the ball got whipped in right by Mkhitaryan or whatever it was, I thought. And then Maguire, he slid in, and Luke Shaw was behind as well. None of them managed to get onto the ball. I'm like, how is this? How? Like,
Do you know what I think Solskjaer's made a big mistake or missed out in is the way he used Van der Beek, right? When you look at the team today, right, he could have just literally played Van der Beek and McTominay and like got him used to the position and played him as like, you know, like you got them deep laying playmakers. Have him sitting deep, because the problem we have here with McTominay and Fred, none of them could hold the ball. And even though Van der Beek's not had the best season, technically the ball at his feet is quite good at it. He may not be the best tackler, but he's got energy and he's young. I'd rather if him try sit him there beside McTominay, have McTominay sit and have him there, then it'll give Pogba more freedom, yeah, and Fred. But if he just sits there, because what I've read is with Van der Beek, he's not the same player he was when he was in the Dutch league. Like, he picks up the ball and he does short passes. And if he's going to be like that, you might as well play him deep, let him break up play or be involved and make these little passes and make these runs. So, because I don't think Fred and McTominay, it's worked, but remember what I said with Man U, the only thing that saved them is that everyone else, especially in the league's done poor.
Yeah,
if Chelsea had the form if Chelsea had the form they had now, and Liverpool were playing well, Man United won't be in the top, potentially could not be in the top 4. You know what I mean? If the other team stepped up. But that's what you got to think. And now is like, even though, you know, potentially we can go and win the UEFA Cup, there's a lot of work to do, man. Like, even like, and that's what I was saying, even with Chelsea's manager, he came in and he just sorted them out defensively. Remember, he's not bought no one yet. He just sorted out the team. And that's what Solskjaer needs to just sit down and sort out the team. Okay, cool. And look at even Chelsea, Kante and Jorginho. You know what I mean? You got one that's got energy and you got one that just passes around. And that's my thinking with McTominay. Let McTominay be the rough one and just have Van der Beek there, just doing the tidy little passes. Because our attack, we've got fast attackers, and when we break, we break. So we just need people that can break up the play and sit and make those, you know, them passes. But apart from that, like you said, I think we've got to find a way to either get a better defensive midfielder that just sits and then Pogba could play with him and still have the freedom. Then we can actually have a left winger, a right winger, and a striker. But we need a proper DM that can just sit. And then Pogba could drop as well, but we won't have to rely on him being so defensive. He can roam, because it's going to get to a point where Martial comes back and then Rashford needs to play on the left. And if we get someone like Sancho, they'll play on the right. And if we get another striker, then it's like, where are we going to play play Pogba now? You know what I mean?
Right. But yeah, like today, one thing I got to do is I got to give early credit for today, because I know every Man United fan, even when I was watching the commentary second half, I thought he was going to make a change. I really thought one of Fred or McTominay was going to come off so that Pogba can drop into the middle and just get more of the ball. But he didn't do that. He's kind of like stuck with the same team. But with Fred and McTominay, there's a big problem there, because today, you like with the first half, we just wanted someone to take control of the game, and normally that's when your big midfielders do. You know, they go to the defenders, collect the ball, and then they either play the short pass, like they dictate the tempo. Fred and McTominay will never ever dictate tempo. That's not their job. They will never be able to do that. So you always from when we get the ball from the defense to attack is very hard. Like anytime they get the ball, they don't know what to do with it. With Fred and McTominay, they don't know what to do with it. They don't know whether they are going to go long or pass sideways. So most of the time you see Harry Maguire just like pushing off and just always like looking for like Bruno. And that's what they were just trying to do the first half. It was just shocking. Like the goal that we conceded, I think it was the second one. Because today we played a high line today because obviously Zeko, he's slow. So therefore, okay, let's push forward. And then, because he doesn't have the pace to gallop, like get in behind us. But they were exposing us a lot in the first half. They were getting in behind us a lot of the time. Like, what do you call it? Mkhitaryan was looking like some kind of like one of the best like attacking midfielders there. He was literally having the ball, spreading the ball and everything. And that goal too. When that cross came in, when they got the ball and the cross is back in, I don't think, was it the goal or no? I think it was the goal. Maguire and what do you call it? Looks short. Sure. This is when Maguire, as a captain, you need to organize the back. When you are going and make sure everybody is going out with you. Like he played on onside on 2 occasions. In the second half, he done the same thing, but then luckily the guy, instead of him to shoot, he didn't shoot, and then he kind of like passed it, and Maguire kind of like failed. But defensively, I feel like we need to sort it out. And the way we press too, the pressing is like every player presses. When they get the ball, the strikers just like kind of like press, and then they I don't know, but a lot needs to be kind of like go on like next season if we're gonna play in the Champions League. Because the quality that we play, we're not ready for the Champions League. We know. I think Europa League we're good enough to be there, but Champions League we gotta do a lot. But
we do really need to press collectively, like you said. I feel like we press 1 or 2 players, but when you see teams that effectively press well, they're pressing in numbers. Like literally, it's not just your isolated Cavani running, by himself, or Bruno running by himself, and these defenders or whoever's got ample room to make that pass. You need to have 3, sometimes 4 players pressing all at the same time collectively, and I feel that's where you're able to have that effective like pressing. But you know what I mean? Like I feel like with today's formation though, where you had Pogba on the left, he was given that creative freedom to roll, and Pogba as well. He loses the ball quite a lot, so I do understand why we play 2 defensive midfielders. And also there was Bruno interchanging with Pogba quite a lot, and the link-up play, the triangle between Bruno Fernandes, Cavani, and Pogba was insane. The link-up,
it was beautiful. It was beautiful.
After the goals, it started off with Pogba, Bruno maybe passing it to Pogba passing it for Cavani to finish, or vice versa. Like maybe Pogba, Bruno, like vice versa. It was the 3 of them impacting like the game massively. Cavani's link-up play is crazy. So now what we're talking about, who would be the suitable striker, Kane or Haaland, you start to think like his link-up play is really good. Kane's link-up play is really good. His assist is really good. He's someone that could drop deep, get an assist as well. And I think Cavani does that as well. His link-up play, he's when he lays that ball off to someone out wide, whether it's perfect. His little touches here and there when he does a little flick is perfect. And what it allowed, having those 2 DMs, is for Pogba to get higher up the pitch. And Pogba, when he's higher up the pitch, he impacts the game so much more, even better than midfield. He really does need to be higher up that pitch. Obviously, Bruno Fernandes is there, but this is why he's playing on the left, because you don't want to displace Bruno. I don't know if Bruno is utilised in other positions like out wide like Pogba is, but I know they had times where they interchanged and it worked well. It was fluid. But the problem is when you don't have a Pogba in the midfield, you have no one to dictate that middle, like you said. And what Manchester United probably need is at least one person in there. And it doesn't necessarily need to be a DM that is a workhorse. It just probably needs to be someone like like the Chelsea's one, like Edwin was saying. Like it probably just needs to be a Jorginho or something.
Yeah.
Even a Ruben Neves, if you've got a really good like DM, and then you've got like a Ruben Neves who can also do the passing creativity, just like Tielemans or whoever like that, then you can have someone like your Pogba on the left and feel okay. But I do feel like, there's work to be done. There is work to be done, but I think there's potential there. I mean, like you said, 5 semi-finals, man. We're knocking on the door. Now we're in a final. Do you know what I mean? The record's not bad. And hopefully Oli can go on to lift the trophy. But let's get on to the main man. Cavani. He has to be the man of the match for me. What do you think? It's either Pogba or Cavani, right? But I'm probably giving it to Cavani because you don't get how many goals did he get? 2
goals and 2 assists.
Yeah, 2 goals and 2 assists today. Yeah.
I think he set up the first goal. He played the through ball. Then he scored. He scored
2. He scored 2. He scored 2. He scored 2. He scored 2. Yeah.
He scored the tap in. Then he scored the top corner one, and then he's actually won the penalty, and then he set up Greenwood as well.
Bro, a lot going on there, Cavani was
and he should have even scored that chance in the first half too. He should have scored a chance in the first half too.
But it's funny, isn't it? That chance in the first half was harder than the one when he hit in the top corner.
Right. I think with Cavani, between now and the finals, well, if we actually get there, because this is Man United, our whole season is well put about. I still feel like we get it. I feel between now and the finals, we need to really manage him well. I think if he's fit, he start. Definitely he start. But only need to just make sure he knows what his first 11 is, because whoever we face in the finals, because both Arsenal or Villarreal, they're very kind of like a defensive kind of like team. They don't really open up kind of like too well. And I feel like the formation is going to be very, very kind of like key. But I feel like Cavani started. So we need to kind of like manage him today. The way he was playing, he was a number 9. But today, if you saw his position, which I really want to see like his position map, he was everywhere. He was on the left-hand side. He was on the right-hand side. Sometimes he dropped into like the number 10 position. And he was everywhere like today. And when he lose the ball one time, I think he was trying to pass the ball. He lost it. and the way he tracked back all the way back into the 18-yard box to kind of like try to like defend the ball. And for his age, I wish we got him like 2 years ago or even 3 years ago. We would have been a lot far. But today he was one of the best players. My man of the match is for Pogba though, because the way he kind of like played today, I have to give it. But Cavani was up there too. But I don't know. I'm a big Pogba fan, so I have to give it to Pogba. But Cavani today, for his age, the age. If someone told you he's like 33 or 34, you won't believe it. You would not believe Cavani is that old today because his work rate was he worked more harder than Martial does. And Martial is more younger too. Like he scored the goals. Yeah, he was superb today.
It's a South American thing, man. They've got fitness, man. The Valencias and they just can do the job.
Look, the Man United boy, I don't know what they're doing because I heard like he want to go home. If they have to pay whatever money to get the sun, the beach, whatever it is that he want to go home to, they need to pay everything. Like literally pay everything.
Yeah.
He want to bring 50 family.
But you know when it gets that stage,
family to Manchester.
When it gets to that stage, it's hard for them players, isn't it? Because he's potentially achieved a lot at PSG. He done well at Napoli, and he's come to Man U. I think if he wins the UEFA Cup, he'll probably leave. Sadly to say, because it's like he's got what more can you do? And because of his age, it's like, okay, cool, let me go back home. Like how like Tevez and them lot do. Like even maybe Aguero will do it. Like, let me just go back home. You don't have to worry.
One more year though, Edwin. One more year. Just tell him what? Just what?
I know it's 1 more year, but then he's probably thinking like, I could just go and retire. You know what I mean? Because you got to remember, especially with those South Americans, they're big on family.
Yeah, they're very big on family.
But it depends. That's why Man United needed. Like this is why Man United need to be smart. Yeah, they should have just signed him up with a 2-year contract straight away.
No, they gave him a year. United have an option to extend it. We got an option to extend it, but the thing is, if he don't want to stay, he don't want to stay, and that's the thing.
Do you know what it is? You got to risk it. You've got. If you're gonna go for someone, you got to risk it and have faith. This guy's Cavani. Yeah, he's done well on every team.
We don't want to get burnt. We don't want to get burnt again, innit? I think we're playing it cautious.
Yeah, but he's free. So how much burnt can we get? Then we like
right.
I feel like two years get him, and then it gives you a chance to let him chill. Let me bring in maybe a winger, Sancho, this season. I can buy a striker the next season, because now they're going to be forced to buy a striker now this summer. And it might take away from the other positions that we need.
Do you know what?
I feel like if Man United, if Oli and the board, if they cannot convince Cavani to stay for 1 more season, it shows a lot to do with the football club. Because I don't care. Like, he is having one of the best seasons. I mean, since like the way he's been one of our best number 9 in a very long time, And I feel like as a club, you have to sit him down to like, okay, what is making you want to go to South America now? Like that 1 year, what do you need to make sure that you stay here for just 1 more year? I feel like they need to just sit him down and whatever he's demanding, just make sure you give it to him, because him staying for 1 more year, it can have a big season like next season in terms of like what we're trying to do. If we're trying to either win the league or whatever trophy that I feel like he is going to have a massive influence in that.
Yeah, but he might have even made his mind up, because I'm not going to lie, Man United kind of mistreated him a bit. Like, even though he's been injured a bit, like a lot of times he's been on the bench, he's come off the bench, you know what I mean? So in his head already, he's probably looking around thinking, I'm Cavani, why am I on the bench for? So you never know, even though he's playing well now, he might have made his decision that, is this how they're going to treat me next season? I feel like
that whole Negrito thing put a bitter taste in his mouth as well, with the way how like he was like saying, my guy, but then social media twisted it and made it like it was racist as well.
Yeah.
That ban, and I think
they can try to do what they done with Igalo. Make him stay to January at least. Tell him like, look, just stay to January. I feel like if they can just do that, say, look, just stay until January for us. Just give us this time. I feel like if they can just do that, because I really feel like he will be key. You know what? A few months ago, I wanted him out because I feel like his injury was just too much. But if he can even have 15 games here, I feel like he can make an impact playing 15 games than Martial playing 30 games. And that's a fact.
Martial needs someone like him around, because They need to be like, look at this guy. Yeah, he's 33 and he's running right and scoring. You've got all the potential. You're quick. You're strong on the ball. You can dribble. You can finish, but you're not doing nothing. So at the same time, it's the presence as well. It's not only him playing, but I think it's sometimes him being there for the younger players. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And look, Cavani is he had a crazy game today. 2 goals and 2 assists. But Cavani's one of the, like today, literally could have got like 5 goals. Do you remember that chance here where, what was it again? Where he was like, it was almost like a one-on-one, like the defense made a mistake. Like Roma's defense made a mistake, passed it into him. And
his first touch was poor. He shot with his left, then he got it with his right. Instead of passing it, he tried to shoot. But you know what I like? But you can see the maturity in him. It's like, even though, and this is the difference, he's not scared. So he missed that, you know, and he didn't even care. It was like, okay, cool, boom. He took his chance well, and he still played well. He's still running down the ball. So, yeah, like... And
even Scott McTominay as well. Remember, Scott McTominay had a chance as well. So he tried to instead of finessing it into the net, like at least going for a shot, he tried to like pass it across. I don't know if he lacked his ability, like I don't know if he lacked belief in his own, you know, ability or whatever. After all, he has got about 7, 8 goals. I feel like he should have at least had an attempt at goal, but he tried to pass it and then wrong decision at the end of the day.
Yeah, and even the goal that he scored too, it just told you. I don't know if it was his first goal, his second goal, but someone shoot the ball and then the goalkeeper kind of like save it, and he was in the right place at the right time just to tap that ball in, and that's what we lack. Martial ain't gonna be there to tap that ball in. He will not be there to tap that ball in. So I don't know. He was very outstanding today, and I hope they manage him well between now and May and get him fit for the final, because him being fit for the finals will determine whether we win this UEFA League or not.
Outside of a boot assist. Whew.
Yeah, right. That was mad. Like Man United definitely played well. Like, as much as, you know, we say about the first half, like a game is in 2 halves, and we saw that with Man City. They didn't play well the first half, but what really shows is how you turn up. And it's not even like they turned up on one. They came 2-2 or 3-2. They actually destroyed them. So like, even this is good, because then this should give them confidence in the second leg to show no respect. I think they showed them too much respect. This is like, we play this team. We technically play their best version of their team, and they're not really about nothing. It's just, and it's not going to be hostile. It's not like they're going to go to Italy and they've got the Italian fans.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, it's literally like a neutral ground. There's no fans there. Everything. Just go play. Show no respect. They should get a few goals early and then take a lot of players off. Like, bring on some other players that maybe start Cavani. If he's maybe by halftime, if we're up, take him off. You know what I mean? Start resting these players.
And I'm glad you said that, because like I think the mistake that we made in Champions League was the fact that in the second leg, we got a bit too complacent. And, you know, your RB Leipzig and all of these ones where we ended up like, I think we had 2 games to just get 1 point. And we lost both games, and we didn't get up anything, and we got knocked out to Europa League. I feel like a lot of the work has been done in this first leg. I could basically say that we're through to the final, but I still don't want Oli to field. I still want him to go in and just get, you know, the odd goal or 2, just completely just dead off their hole, and then bring off guys like you said. I just don't want him to Roma to like come score 3 goals and all of a sudden it's panic season. I don't want any of that sort of stuff.
If Roma by any chance get through, I swear down.
You know what I mean?
I'm not gonna watch.
Nah, if they get through, they only gotta go. If they have to go through. But that's a straight. Even I remember when we were talking, even when it was 4-2, I said this straight away. I said I don't even see. We are going to score an away goal. That was a fact. No matter what happened, I would have even taken a draw to go there. If we drew here, we would have still beat them there. Because I think away from home, we always score. The way Man United play, we always score. It's just about the clean sheet. That is the problem. But last year too, I mean, in regards to kind of like going last year, I feel like last year, one of the reasons why we failed in the UEFA Europa League was the fact that we were burned out. We were burned out because we were not rotating, and we were trying to get a top 4. So we just spent so much energy trying to get into the top 4. By the time we kind of like got to that tournament in in Portugal, the place where we literally won out. They were tired. Literally, they were tired, and that affected us in that semi-final too. So I feel like he needs to kind of like manage the squad going forward so that both the semi-finals and if we get to the final, which I feel like we do, the players are fresh for that kind of like game. Because let's face it, if Arsenal get there, they don't have nothing to play for, you know.
Bro, they're gonna come out
that
crazy.
final means more to them. They don't have nothing. They want to get into the Champions League.
Yeah,
If they
true.
qualify, they will rest all their players until they get there, you know.
They don't care. They'll rest everyone. They'll play bare.
Right, they will do that.
What's the point playing? Like, if they know they're not going to finish in the top 4, yeah, they're going to be like, you know what? Like, everyone's resting.
Yeah.
Right. And that's what they're going to do. Everyone is going to get rested. So I feel like I will be amazed if we go to the second leg and he plays a strong team. I will be amazed if he does that. And the finish, he always does that because I don't want a player to get banned out. I really don't. Like players like Bruno, second leg, rest him. Like let him stay at home. Don't even take him. Let him stay at home. Give him a rest. Play Van der Beek, you know. Get them players a rest, you know. But we'll see about that.
I do feel like so for one. So I'm glad Cavani got that rest now against Leicester because it showed why he needed that rest. I think even though we get the draw against Leicester, I feel like his performance today validated why he didn't start and he got that rest. So I'm happy about that. But the one good thing about the result today was that we've got Liverpool coming up on a weekend, and that's Man United is never ever gonna be like. Never gonna, regardless of what we've got to play for in Europa League, we're never gonna look at Liverpool and say, you know what I mean? That team's gonna be full, hard-bodied, strong team.
But our team B can be Liverpool, bro. Our reserve can be Liverpool, mate. Liverpool that are losing left and right. Our team B can be Liverpool. Like, don't even stress yourself about that game. I'm not even stressed, you know. I'm telling you a lot. I'm telling you, between now, yeah. And the finals, yeah. Only should not even manage, bro. Just be scouting Arsenal, yeah, and Villarreal. What? Liverpool that plays some crap.
Man said, forget all these games we've got until the final.
Forget this game, bro. Liverpool, you know.
Liverpool play man like Diallo and that other. What's that guy's name? What's his name? Hannibal something.
Right, just do that, man. Just like play the team B, man. Like. Let them be chilling, just watching the game. They don't get the Champions League. Liverpool ain't getting the Champions League. They out.
NK don't give a toss. He's like, bun all those teams.
No, I'm telling you, you know, we should not be stressing about the Premier League. Yeah, Liverpool, they are not a job. Even if they beat Man United, yeah, they're still going to lose to someone else. We should not worry about stopping Liverpool getting there. What do you call it? Getting to the Champions League. They already won the Champions League. They already won the Premier League. Right now, it's about us getting to the next stage. And our next stage is we need to win the Europa League, build confidence. Because if we win the Europa League and then we get City 2 in the Super Cup 2, we will beat City 2 because that's what we do. And then by next season, we will have 2 trophies. Only we'll have 2 trophies. And we say, hey, we got 2 trophies. Let's go for the Premier League. Man, forget about Liverpool, man. Play the team. We don't care about it.
Leicester, right? If we lose against Liverpool, Leicester win their next game, which is Southampton. Then I think they got Newcastle after that. 2 winnable games. You know, they close the gap if they win their next game and we lose to about 2-3 points, right? And then if they go on to play Southampton and whatever, you know what I mean? I don't want us even finishing third.
But do you know why it's true? You can't be, look, these are the same times where Man United needed 1 point to qualify from the Champions League and we couldn't even get 1 point. I do not trust Man United.
Bro.
Even to finish second or win the cup. Think about it. We needed 1 point to qualify for Champions, and we all thought it was in the bag. We lost. We were like, what?
Yeah.
But I do not trust Man United. I don't care. Play all their strong team. Give them the injections so that they're strong. But no, because you know with Man United, yeah, it's too risky because one game they'll play so well. Because look how well they played this game, and they went to go and draw their last game. Like they're too like sometime-ish.
100.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
They can't relax too much, man. It's just
like they're scaring me. It's not even like a Man City where they've been playing so well and they have the one loss here or one loss. Man United would do something where one game, I don't know, man. And even thinking about the UEFA Cup, I'd rather have Arsenal, you know, in the final because the way Villarreal set up, they'll just set up as blocks. And Man United can't play against teams that do that, you know. Have you realized teams they can't counter? The only reason they like when they won today in the second half is because they were able to just open them up and just hit them on the counter. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They know us, man. Arsenal know us really well. Arteta,
Yeah.
Now, man.
Nah, he'll just set up the team like really well, and the way they've got quick players, yeah, them quick players will anyway.
No, but then this season, with this season with Arsenal, you know what? We have played Arsenal twice this season. We only got 1 point, and when they came to Old Trafford, they won that game. I think Aubameyang penalty, and then when we went there to go play goalless draw too. So if we were to get Arsenal in the final, I feel like our team sheet, our first 11 will be so key. It will be so key. And why not? I like the fact that a lot of the players who are giving Ole a headache too, and that we need to start talking about Marcus Rashford too. I don't think right now. I don't think he gained the first. He gained the first 11, and we need to stop like playing him, because what's the point of like playing a player? Just put him into any kind of like position if he's not going to play well. Right now Pogba is on form, and if Pogba enjoy playing on the left wing, then Pogba plays, and then Rashford just literally stay on the bench, because Greenwood came in, he scored. And this is not the first time Greenwood has scored that too. I don't know what game it is that he came on to, and then he scored 1-2, and then he assisted 1-2. So you have to start looking at like players like that. Greenwood is there who can play good on the right too. I mean, I don't like James playing, but at least with James, when James play, you know that he's going to do a shift on the defensive side. So we need to, because Rashford too, he had another bad game too. He's been having a lot of bad games too. So at what point does Ole say, okay, you know what? I need to stop accommodating him in the team and actually drop him, because that's what he is doing. Right now, we are actually accommodating him too, He's playing. If Rashford is so good, why is he having to leave the left-hand side to go on the right? Because he cannot play on the right. He is not good. He only got one trick, and that's to cut in and do that. When he go on the right, he can't do that. So we need to talk about that too.
That's Solskjaer's fault though, because Solskjaer doesn't know how to use the midfield properly, or Pogba. And the only thing he could do is play Pogba on the left. If he knew how to use Pogba properly and had a proper like midfield, Rashford could be on the left. It's just that he can't afford. He'd rather have Pogba on the left because Pogba could drift in it. If he has Pogba on the right, we'll see the same issues we see with Rashford.
Yeah, I think so as well. I think we'll see the same issues. I think Rashford gets sacked.
Unless we have a proper winger that plays on the right, then that's fine. But
I think Rashford out of everyone, he's the best. Even though he doesn't have a good game, but I think he's the best out of the ones that we've got on the right. Even though he's not that good on the right, he's the one that gets sacrificed. I think his speed helps him maybe on the right and can dribble here and there, but I really do feel like Pogba plays well on the left, but there's disadvantages. Rashford, when he plays on the left again, he does better than him being on the right. I feel like we do need to get it right, and I think the best balance is for Pogba to drop in midfield. Then you can have Rashford on his left and stay there. And if he isn't doing well, then you can remove Rashford and push Pogba up further. And then you can bring on people, on the right we need to do that sort of balance. That's how we'll do it.
Yeah, but then next season too, I feel like, let's face it, Tony Martial is not going to be a number 9 going forward no more. I feel like from next season going, he's not going to be a number 9. And he enjoyed playing on the left-hand side too. You got Rashford that enjoy playing on the left-hand side too. And now Ole has given himself a problem to where he played for Pogba too on the, because look, after how Pogba played today on the left-hand side, you are not going to tell me that you are going to play Pogba in that defensive midfield, because that's not going to work. He had one of his best games today in a very long time. So as a Man United fan, if you see him in that deep midfield role and he doesn't play well, we all know that it's because of the position too. So going forward, I don't know if all of them are fit. I don't even know. I feel like he needs to, because team selection is what is going to let us down. Team selection is what is going to let us down. I feel like he needs to sort it out before it's too late.
Well, you heard it, man. You heard it. This is the OT99 Banter Room with my boy Ed, my boy NK. We gave our wrap-up post-match analysis. Catch us next time. And remember to like, comment, subscribe, and support the pig.
Take care, guys.